Good morning. It is Monday, April 13th,
13.
2020.
13.
And it's usually a motivation Monday, but this is my motivation. This is all the motivation I need today.
Thank you, Cookie.
Man Crush Monday.
I guess I'm the crushy.
You're the crushy. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
This is my awesome husband, Maurice Spence, the one who put a ring on it.
She put a ring on it too.
I did. Well, today, I'm so honored to have you on, Maurice.
Thank you, baby.
Okay. And I wanted to talk about, what all we're going through with COVID-19 and quarantine and staying at home.
Sure.
Yesterday on my Resurrection Day video, I started out saying that I had a good morning because I got to kiss my husband and have breakfast with my husband. And a lot of people may see that as not anything to brag about, or that's just a normal routine. But during this time, that is not normal for some couples, because some couples can't even engage in a kiss or even regular pleasantries because of coronavirus. So how are you feeling right now during this time?
Well, I'm the type of person who sees a silver lining in every dark cloud. So I see it as a benefit. I see it as strengthening relationships. Obviously, you can be on the other side where relationships could be really exposed by being so contained in an environment. But I'm glad to say that I'm learning a lot more being with my wife, being in a quarantine. I think it's a beautiful thing, and it only proves that we're in a good relationship, and I'm happy about it. So that's all I can say. This is me personally.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I know that because you are on one of those frontline employees, you're a medical, you're an RN, and that's very, very, so thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
And we've always exercised precautions whenever you come home from the hospital. You always immediately remove your what do you call it? Your scrubs, and take a shower and do whatever you do before we engage in any type of conversation or kiss or what have you. In this time, what are some things that couples can do to, I want to say, become closer? Because there's a lot of couples that were in problems prior to COVID-19. And at this time, they have to be in the house 24/7 with their spouses or their significant others. What are some key things that couples can do right now you gave some information about strengthening a relationship and what has helped you? Because I think prior to this, you and I we've had our ups and downs, that's relationships, but we've always had good communication. And I think that's what has helped us. Like today, you told me yesterday that we have to have our family business meeting tonight.
Well, I thought you said you were going to be cracking jokes. But anyway, so I said, first and foremost, you got to address this issue as a health issue. So as far as being with a couple, it has to start out with being healthy. It has to start with taking the proper precautions, and part of being healthy, at least as it pertains to being a couple, is being really monogamous, okay, and not exposing yourself out there to different people, different situations.
Absolutely.
So that's number one.
Absolutely.
And hygiene, washi. Taking the showers in and out of the house, the basics. And then after the basics, then we could go into the financial. Taking the time to focus on addressing bills, renegotiating with creditors, dealing with the IRS, the fun stuff in life. And
stuff he likes.
And then also, this is a tremendous learning opportunity for whatever you may, you may be interested in, because I feel and I do believe that this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for either a new business, the markets, saving, investing. I see this as a tremendous opportunity, because not a lot of us are going to be able to see this impact, this dramatic shift of a paradigm. In essence, we're going fully online in a lot of circumstances.
Right.
A lot of our careers,
online shopping.
Absolutely, a lot of our careers are changing. teachers, for example.
Yes, and that's something that you talked about, not to cut you off,
Sure.
but Maurice and I were having a conversation. You know, a lot of
Sure.
teachers have had to bring their resources into their homes.
Sure.
And we're going to do a segment on that, trying to, you know, help people navigate through their taxes for next year.
Sure.
Possibly talking with a CPA to discuss what are some of your options to claim these new expenses for next year.
Yeah, so my big thing is that with teachers in particular, they're moving their offices, their classroom, quote unquote, at home. Mm-hmm. And I gave Cookie the idea of Camila, the idea of talking to a CPA and addressing the home office exemption and the home office benefits that the IRS allocates, and how to properly do it. And speaking with a qualified CPA on the topic. Mm-hmm. So those are the opportunities that at least a small opportunity on the financial front that people can be benefiting from through this COVID-19 quarantine.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, I don't want to hold you up because I know you're tired a little bit. You just took a shower and stuff, and I know you got some stuff you need to do.
Sure.
But I just want to thank you, Maurice, for all that you do, not just on the front line, but what you do for our family. You're very, very, very influential in our household, and I appreciate all that you've done to help navigate us through this process, because you know sometimes it's not easy to love me.
So let's see who is in our household. There's me, you, and a dog.
OSHA, one time for OSHA.
So the influence is like, I mean, it's.
But what I'm saying is, okay, no, seriously, because as a woman, right. You know, a lot of times, you know, that family dynamic, you know, I don't have a problem with following a man as long as you have direction. Sure. You know what I mean? We'll follow. And you have a lot of direction. You know, you always, you know, no matter how, as Pastor Tim and Lady Nona would say, heated fellowship. Okay. We can have heated fellowship. And you'll always say, well, Cookie, I love you. You know, we never go to bed angry like that.
Sure.
We always pray. And that's one thing that both of our parents have. What?
Keep going.
No, but even like, you know, my mother said she and my dad never went to bed angry.
Sure.
And you said your parents who have, how long have mom and dad been married?
At least almost going to be close to almost 50 years now.
Wow. And you said you've never seen them argue.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. I need to know the secret to that, because even when I'm around them, they're still very loving to each other, very supportive. And even like my mom, to this day, my mom still talks to my dad with a twinkle in her eyes. So that's a beautiful thing. And I think we have that.
So the secret is arguing in the bedroom around closed doors. So yeah, nobody else see what you do. That's a secret.
But, you know, I just wanted to, you know, bring you on just to let people know that, you know, I know during this time it is trying, especially for couples. A lot of people are going through right now. And, you know, the thing that we need to do right now is carve out time. And I think that's very important at this time for people to carve out time to devote to their relationships, because we're in quarantine. I'm home with, usually, you know, you're here by yourself during the day because you work at the hospital at night. But usually during this time, you know, I'm at work, and so we're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. We're communicating, we're dialoguing, we're watching White House briefings together. We're doing things that we usually don't do together at the time. You know, we're usually, you know, our time is usually off. So we've been doing a lot of that together, and we pray a lot. We've always prayed, but, you know, I think since moving to Memphis, I'm speaking for me, I feel like we've grown a lot. Absolutely. Since we've moved here. We've been in Memphis for a year now, and yeah, we lived in Gainesville for what, 6 years?
Correct.
And prior to that, we were in South Florida. But I feel now that we're here in Memphis, we've done more together. We've had more time together. And that's a wonderful thing. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, baby.
Well, thank you, Mr. Spence.
Thank you, man.
Team Spence. And I love you.
Love you too.
You all have a blessed day. You're going to sleep.